Brad, Corry, what's up, guys?
What's
It's
going
good to
on?
have you back on the Interrupted podcast, man. Just in a small way, just being part of what you guys have been putting out there the past few years has just been phenomenal. And anything as big as what the Tangier Classic is, that any way I can help and get the word out here on the shore of Maryland, I'm willing to do it. So good to see you guys. Thanks for coming on tonight.
Thanks
Thanks
for
for having
yeah,
us.
man.
Yeah, heck yeah. So I mean, we're just over a week away, I guess, right? And so, like,
Yep.
what's the feeling like? What's going on with the preparation?
I think this year I feel like we got it kind of figured out. It feels like I think we got some stuff ordered a little earlier than normal, and we have some logistics in place that we haven't had before, and um, maybe a little less chaotic than normal, but
Okay,
still busy,
Yeah.
very busy.
all right.
It's
So
there's a lot of balls in the air, but I feel like, we're I don't mean to say we're just now hitting our stride because we've been successful every year,
Sure.
but I think everybody's so used to what the pattern is that those last minute preparations don't feel like a surprise anymore. Like
Yeah.
we got to, we're ready to take that on. So it's coming along a lot more seamlessly than it used to. Obviously, there's hiccups here and there, but it seems a easier lift for everybody these days.
Right
yeah,
on. Right on. Now, is that pressure in and of itself to kind of keep up in the ante on what you guys are providing for everybody out there that's taking part?
I personally think so, and I think I don't want to speak for Brad, but I think he shares this sentiment, and the committee and board do too. That we have upped our game as far as the Tangier Classic is concerned every year because we want to not only expand its influence and capture more anglers coming into the area, boost the economy in the Somerset County and Crisfield area as well, and also ensure that we're making our mission more impactful. But at the same time, we want to make sure that people that are coming down to hang out with us for the weekend are having a good time,
Right
and
on.
we've always focused on that, and that's why we keep adding in these really cool things.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and that's from our, this is last year we didn't get to catch up, but the other years that we've been able to get a show out there and talk about what you guys going on, that's what always strikes me is you guys, you and what you share about the whole committee is the purpose behind what you guys are doing. Like it's very meaningful and purposeful for what you're doing. It's not just another entertainment event, but there's something it seems to be like at your guys' core to provide something for the Lower Eastern Shore and the whole community.
Yeah, yeah, we want to have that party atmosphere. I think.
yeah, yeah. I think for maybe not the first 2 years, but ever since then, the idea has been more than a fishing tournament. Get the whole community out for a good time for a night, and anybody that's welcome to come is welcome. It's not, or anybody that wants to come is welcome. It's not just the fishing people. And I think we're each year we get a little closer to go in that direction. So
Right on.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, before we get too far into it, just for the folks that maybe are just hearing this for the first time, talk about what is the Tangier Classic, man. You can go in a little bit about the origin story if you want, and just why do you have this and what is it?
um, so I mean we have it. But, we're proud of our community. We're proud of being from where we're from, and I guess in the end of the day, we all like to help and help others and things like that. I guess the origin story would be we were involved in another tournament. It kind of went on its own way, and we were still here and kind of felt like we were missing something. We decided to start a new tournament, and we got together and was like, what's our goal here? What do we want to do? And I don't think any of us were overly worried about making money or anything. So it just decided to do something for a fundraiser type environment, and that's just kind of where it went, and kind of compounded on that each year, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's been core group of people, and we did another, like I said, we did another tournament before. It worked well. We just kind of carried on and changed the name of it essentially, and made it our own.
Yeah, no, very good. What particularly maybe each of you could share what for you guys being part of just the planning and then even being out there in the event. What do you really look forward to every year? I mean, is there any some nuance there that's just like, man, this one moment that I look forward to and hope it happens again.
Yeah. I'll strike on that one first, and then let Brad come in. But all year long, And I think this is what people may not realize about the Tangier Classic, and this is why we're always looking for volunteers, because it is a heavy lift and many hands make light work. We work on this all year long. Now, of course, as you can imagine, when we get into August, September, things really ramp up. But truly, from the time the Tangier Classic ends, this 2 Sundays from now, the work begins for 2025. So all year long, it's kind of this building up of anticipation of what's to come. And it all culminates, in my opinion, Saturday night,
Okay.
right? We're up early, crack of dawn. Fishermen are already out there. We're at the American Legion in the campground, getting ourselves woken up, having that cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And then all day long, from sunrise until dinner service and the concert and everything starts, it's that anticipation for me that really gets me going. And then when the people start coming in, the smiles are going from ear to ear. Everybody, the camaraderie, they're telling stories about the previous years that they've fished. And then we get to come together as a real true group and have fellowship like that. To me, that's my biggest thing. And then to top it all off, on Sunday afternoon, after lines are out, and we have the award ceremony in that peaceful setting on Sunday afternoon, when you know the good work has been done, and people are going home with memories. Some are going home with trophies. Some are going home with checks in their hands.
Sure.
And you know you've made an impact.
Yeah.
Especially for the families that we raise the money for and the community. So to me, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, I would agree with most of that. Obviously we all look forward to that check presentation the week after. But as far as the event itself goes, Saturday night's definitely like the Super Bowl of the weekend.
Yeah.
But there's like some, little nuances in there too. I don't know what to pinpoint it exactly, but the Thursday night captains meeting is a big one for me. It's
Okay.
like it's usually it's your first night at the venue, and it's usually the biggest captains meeting, and it's like you're hoping for that last push of more anglers, and like you're hoping to look out and see 100 people lined up waiting to sign up, and so that's like a big one for me. I like that Thursday night meeting.
Sure.
It's fun.
Sure.
So.
Sure. Yeah, and the feedback, as I'm sure over the course of time that you guys have been doing this, just as you get to talk to different anglers and things, what's some of the feedback that stands out to you as folks that come, whether they're seasoned anglers or whether they're the guy that's like, hey man, I want to come see this thing and partake in it. Have you had any at this point stories of people maybe curiosity in the beginning to now they're full blown like doing it, or I don't know, just some of those stories where maybe people have followed you guys for a while now, since it's not the first go around.
Right.
We definitely have a few people that have fished with us from day one, and they know who they are. But at the end of Sunday, when we're ready to start packing up, they stand up and start folding chairs up and collapsing tables.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's cool to have those people and they're always sharing posts and reaching out to see how they can help. And so yeah, we have a good group of people that are always checking in, and they've been with us since the beginning. So, but yeah, each year there seems to be more and more of that, and that's awesome. This year we've been monitoring registrations. We've had a lot of new people, which is also really cool. I think the other day we're up to like 40 or 50 new people that have never fished our event before.
Wow. All right.
And that's really before we hit, the thick of it. So it's pretty interesting. We've had couple bad years in a row of weather. Last year we had to postpone, and then the new date wasn't a whole heck of a lot better. So we're hoping people stick with us and come out and we get some good weather and kind of get back to a couple years ago when it was beautiful and lots of people. And, I think it's cool to see it grow and people kind of latch on to it and stick around.
Yeah, no, absolutely. As people get to experience, would you talk a little bit about, I don't know that much about it. I hear things as just my time, since I've been in the area since 2007. But what does it mean to the culture down, particularly in Crisfield? Can you guys speak to that a little bit of, obviously there's a rich heritage of watermen and, life on the bay, but what does it mean to have a home court tournament to this community?
Truly. So, one of the big tournaments, and, a local celebrity par excellence, forever and ever, amen, was Scorchy Talls. I mean, he effectively was the person that created everything we know today about what is on WVOC as Outdoors Delmarva, and really did truly live the moniker that he created of wandering our Delmarvelous land. I remember him interviewing my grandfather at hunting camp in 1974 or something like that. I don't, and I think someone's got it on VHS tape, but there's a steeped heritage there. And the Scorchy Talls tournament in Crisfield was that was the place to be as far as going to a tournament. There's other great tournaments around. One of our local tournaments that's coming up this weekend. When you have a tournament that focuses on the heritage of the Tangier Sound and the area around it, it's very unique in the Chesapeake Bay as far as the fishery is concerned. And we also expand and open that up to the entirety of the Chesapeake Bay. I think it gives the local native population the ability to say this is a homegrown tournament, but allows anybody anywhere in the Chesapeake Bay watershed and its tidal tributaries to participate. I think it's just something that grabs more people's attention. It just brings the camaraderie together where it's no longer, hey, this is strictly an Eastern Shore tournament. This is strictly a Western Shore tournament. Yes, we're located in Crisfield, but we want everybody to come for the same purpose, right?
And we do. We have a lot of people that come from across the bay. Quite a few from the southern end of the peninsula. I think even a couple from Virginia Beach area. And kayak anglers can fish anywhere. So we have people that don't even necessarily come to the physical event, but they're fishing our tournament, and they're on, what is it? Smith down, where the boats are, the Menhaden boats down in that area. So there, a lot of people are, all over the place. Last year we opened up Dorchester for be able to fish for snakehead. So I think we'll probably have a few people join in for those areas. And, so yeah, while it's Crisfield and it's obviously rich in heritage and watermen and all that, we pull from a lot of areas that are very similar to that as well. So
yeah, no, I mean the whole Chesapeake Bay watershed. I mean it's incredible. What are the reports? What are we? Obviously, you guys can capture, and I know there's a lot on the table in terms of Calcuttas and what people can target. But what's the weather? What's the water temp? What are we looking at is going to be the big producer this year? What are you guys hearing or thinking?
That's a tough call, and anything can change between now and then. I will say, as a trend is concerned, water temperatures in the shallows have started to trend towards what we want to see. That fall, when it's no longer up in the mid 80s, it's starting to drop below 80 degrees. Your water temperatures are starting to, get a little bit what you would call on the cool side, which is good. Baits popping up in the shallows. That marsh is starting to cool down with the overnight temperatures, which effectively really does control the water temperature. And then your other species that are out there kind of unaffected in the deeper water and open water of the Chesapeake Bay, they're here milling around doing their thing. I think people pretty much have their thoughts dialed in. And the really cool thing about our tournament is we have so many eligible species, right? And yes, we have our 2-day stringer, which is your general entry competition against everybody within the division. But then the Calcuttas go everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if somebody really wants to put in some serious time and go after, go unicorn hunting, as they say, and go after some monsters like, our cobia, which the season's closed, but you can still catch a cobia if you submit a photograph of it. And they're still out there, right?
Yeah.
And we're going to have folks that are concentrating on bull reds, your overslot reds.
And we've had an influx of puppy drum this year.
We really have. There's been a lot of these puppy drum calls. So.
Yeah.
It should be an interesting year. I've seen a lot more fish photos in the last week or two since we had those 50-degree, 45-degree mornings.
Agreed.
So I think it should line up to be pretty good. And we're actually technically a week later than normal. A week later than we should have been last year. It ends up being about the same weekend this time. But we had, the wind and the water was all churned up and it rained a lot. So hopefully we'll have clean water and good weather. It'll be a week later, so the waters will be a little bit cooler. The trout will still be around. The rockfish will just be starting to get fired up. The drum, I think we're still around last year, so they should still be here.
Absolutely.
So it should, and the puppy drum are here now, so hopefully they'll still be around for that. So it should be a pretty good event, I believe, especially so far as fishing goes.
Sure, sure. Yeah, right on. Right on. Well, before we get into like some logistics and more specifically about the tournament, there's two things I want to focus on, and the second is much more important. But let's start with the first. There's something exciting and new on the horizon for this year that I've seen it already going out. You guys are really pushing this, and I hope it just exceeds your expectations. But what's new this year once you come off the water and you get your weigh-in done?
So yeah, this year we decided to bring in Jimmy Charles to perform live at the event. So our event's going to look a little bit different. Our venue is going to look a little bit different. Same location, but anybody that's been there knows we've always been behind the American Legion. This year we're going to be out in front, and there's a big field up there. If you've ever been down to the Crab Derby or anything decent size in Crisfield, you've probably seen their showmobile that's going to be on site for Jimmy to play on. It's a big tractor trailer size stage that unfolds into this transformer like contraption. We're gonna have, I think, a little bit more vendors than normal. We're gonna have free beer. Well, with your admission, your ticket, $45 a person. It's free beer, free pork and chicken barbecue.
Man, okay.
Fixings. The beer's from Burnish. It's Roy Light on tap. We'll have snow cones. We'll have vendors. We'll have fresh shucked oysters from Bailey Seafood. All kinds of stuff.
Amazing raffle. Great auction. We put our auction list together last night.
Okay.
We got some seriously cool items on that auction.
32 items.
32 items on our auction this year.
Man.
And they range from, everything. Just crowd pleasers to stuff, if you're fishing.
Honeydew list.
Yeah, honeydew list stuff for sure. Yeah. We got some stuff for the ladies out there too. And the auction list looks really, really sweet.
And the raffle list. I think our raffle might be the biggest we've ever had.
Yeah.
So, the new stuff would be Jimmy Charles, but and a little bit different look. But I think it's going to have a little different feel this year. I think we're going to have a lot more people there that are not just there for the fishing tournament. I think that'll be a new feel a little bit. Probably a lot of local people, and I think it's going to be a good time.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that sounds awesome. I mean, a local guy being Jimmy Charles and willing to come out and support you guys and put this show on. And now, again, you mentioned it there. It's you don't, and by any means, need to be out there fishing to partake in this and have a ticket. It's there's a path to get yourself to the show and just have a good night with the auctions and just the party.
Yeah, and think about it for a minute. For our regular entrants, when they're registering for it, that's all included, right? Mm-hmm. It's kind of like an all-inclusive ticket, right? But for a general member of the public that you want something to do on Saturday night with the family, with the girlfriend, with the wife, just don't tell the wife about the girlfriend.
There you go.
So for $45, I don't know where else you can go to get beer on tap. Okay, your food that's soon to be almost world famous, Tangier Classic chicken.
There you go.
Brad's amazing pulled pork. We got a brand new smoker this year.
Okay.
New to us.
It's the Meadow Creek though. It's legit. And then all the food and fixings and participation and the concert from Jimmy Charles for $45.
Yeah.
I don't know where else you can do that.
You can't forget the snow cones.
The snow cones.
No, I mean to perspective there. I mean, think about that. Just going out on a date, you're going to spend well over $100, and this you're going to be under that for dinner, beer, entertainment, a good time. You guys hit the price point. I don't know how you got it at that, but I hope everybody in earshot takes advantage of that because it is going to be a good time. And obviously to be on the water down near Crisfield, get an amazing concert, support you guys. That's phenomenal. And,
best sunset in the state of Maryland.
Yeah, and I think it might be better. Not that the sky changes, but the location of where we're at, it won't be around the building. We're going to be right there, front and center.
Yeah.
Looking right over the water for the entire length of the area that we're occupying. And Saturday night's the big night, but we have other stuff too. Friday night we have a cornhole tournament. It's kind of low key, and we have probably 10 or 12 teams that come out and compete. And the Legion runs dinner specials. Sometimes we cook. We're not really sure if we are yet or not, but a lot of times we'll have something that we cook for to help them out. But we'll be out there either way with cornhole getting played, and
Yeah.
we'll have some music playing and just have a good time. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
Where
that as
do
well.
the folks that do come down to Crisfield, where are they staying at? Is there lodging close
Oh,
by,
wow.
campgrounds? Like if people
Yeah.
want to come down,
So
like where do you actually stay if you're not
sure,
commuting
sure.
in?
So one of our long time supporters, Satish Patel and his family, he's actually on the city council in Crisfield.
Okay.
I think he got elected last year, but he's been really, really good to us. He owns Roadway Inn, which is
Okay.
as soon as you go around the corner, like you're going to Summers Cove Marina to launch your boat.
Yeah.
Him and his family did like a full blown upgrade on those rooms. They're nice, so people do stay there.
Okay.
There are a decent number of Airbnbs in Crisfield, and nowadays with our tournament, if you don't get them early, they're booked.
I believe it. I believe
And the
it.
last one I'll put out there is Janes Island State Park, which in my opinion is the best state park in the state of Maryland. I'm biased. That's just what it is. But nowadays they know. I mean, it's like if you try to get on the Maryland, Department of Natural Resources and Forestry website, the Park Service, go out there and look and see if you can find a spot in Janes Island for the week of our tournament. Forget about it. People get those early.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then of course there's some local stuff up towards Princess Anne, and
There's a few people that stay right on site at American Legion. If you
Yep.
can have, if you think about it and get it quick enough, they have 12 campsites there. We usually have 4 of them.
Yeah.
But there are some campsites there as well, and they're usually occupied by people fishing the event. So
Yep.
Yeah.
kind of neat to see everybody come together in one town from all over the place. So
Yeah, right on. No, that's phenomenal. So good deal, man. Well, look, all this is fun and exciting, but there's a much greater purpose, in my opinion, behind what you guys ultimately do with this tournament. And would you just go into talking about your beneficiary this year? I mean, I sat and read his story, and I know the good that you've done in some families' lives in these past years. Would you just take some time and obviously we want to get the word out to everybody how to help an incredible family, an incredible little boy here.
Yep. So this year we decided to choose Hunter West. That's a lot of people probably seen on Facebook as Hunter's Hope. Hunter was born, I believe he was born in Chincoteague. I know he was in Chincoteague at the time. He was, there
there we go.
Yep, Hunter was in Chincoteague at the time that he was abused at 6 weeks old. And basically they did not think they were going to get him to Baltimore in time. I think he coded like 3 times in the first day or 2, and ended up with many implications that I, honestly can't remember all of them. They're in that story. But the gist of it is he has shaken baby syndrome. So he's got a lot of needs, I guess. And he was adopted by the West family 3 months, I believe it was, after this all happened. And they're local. And I believe his siblings were adopted by a friend of theirs. So while they're not together in the same household, they are together quite frequently because the families are close. So it's a pretty neat story. The West family really stepped up, and it's kind of amazing to see how that's all played out. And it's a good family to help, I guess.
Yeah,
so,
without a doubt. I mean, sitting and reading some of his story, and I mean I'm sure not even scratching the surface of it, but what's shared there. But it's inspiring, it's motivating, and it's an important call to action for people to step up in a big way. So I take it his parents going to be able to be down there at all? And
yep, I believe they'll be here. Be there, and Hunter will be there as well.
Oh, cool.
That'll be pretty neat. Yep.
Yeah.
And we've met him a couple times. Yep. So they've come to a lot of chicken cooks and stuff. And actually this year is the first year we decided to choose a secondary beneficiary, and that was Julian Helton.
Oh, right on.
So we raised money for him through all of our chicken events in the spring. So I think we did three or four chicken
events,
the barbecue and some other events, Williams Market and Oakley's Market, and basically all the money that we raised from that, and then some donations that we've gotten along the way will be donated to him. We've decided just to kind of do it all around the same time. But yeah, so this is our first year that we've done a second beneficiary. So that was kind of neat to see the support for two different families. And obviously we still have our donation pages up. So if anybody wants to contribute, even, beyond the tournament, we're still taking donations. That's right on the website. So,
yeah. Now, how did that come about with the tournament? And, obviously everybody down here loving fishing, loving the outdoors, being this. I mean, and how did that come about? Just saying, hey, we want to take on important people in our community.
Sure.
How did you guys come to that?
So,
and how did that become such the big part that it is of the Tangier?
So just going back to the origin story that Brad was touching on earlier, when we decided, hey, let's do this to help our community, that first couple of rounds of discussions and deliberation were, well, how do we want to do it?
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to build a house for somebody? Do we want to, just donate to other charity groups and organizations? Do we want to help a kid? Do we want to do scholarships? It revolved around a bunch of different options, right? But then everyone kind of focused on, there's some kids out there that really need some help.
Mm-hmm.
And the first year, we didn't search out particularly a beneficiary per se. It really was put in our lap. And I think it's by providence, frankly. I don't think any of this happens by accident.
Yeah.
That, young Lane Dotson, who was suffering from leukemia and diabetes, and the family was trying to procure him a service dog. And it was like the perfect storm,
mm-hmm.
positively,
yeah,
right, to get this thing moving. And from there, it jettisoned us into the future. And we're like, this is what we need to do to make our tournament and make its mission full. And from then on, we created our beneficiary, looking out there into the community, please send us the names of these children that need this help. And from there, it's kind of taken off on its own. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's admirable for sure, and I can only imagine the conversations you guys get to have offline with these families and the appreciation and really it's not just the tournament, it's every person that comes to the tournament, it's every person that just sends a donation, and that's evident. I always look forward to that picture or that video you guys post once you guys do the checks and you see that smile and it's more than just the money, it's a family feeling the support of a community that you pour out on somebody, and that's just phenomenal. That in and of itself does it for me without a doubt. So right on. Well, look, as we've been talking through this, it's important to talk logistics. I know you guys have the website. I can throw that up here in a minute. But would you talk through just for folks that maybe they're not signed up yet, or maybe they are signed up and are like, hey, I still got a couple questions of how this kind of looks going into these final days as you guys are doing preparations. How does somebody get signed up? How are they a part of this? How do they make sure they meet all the requirements of the actual tournament side of everything?
So we have our website, which is www.tangierclassic.com. Very easy. Via our website, there's a link to the registration site. It should be right on the home page. You can click that, and we're using a registration system, if you will, program that is incredibly easy. You can pay electronically. You can select all your Calcuttas and everything right there. So you can get registered, you'll get a receipt and everything like that. From there, basically, we have captain's meetings starting Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are in Salisbury at the Salisbury FOP, Lodge 111.
Yep.
And then on Thursday, it'll be at the Crisfield American Legion, Post 16. That schedule is up on basically all of our social media, I believe. Should be all over Facebook at this point. But they all start at 7 p.m. You can register at the captain's meetings if you would rather do it that way.
Okay.
And if somebody's already registered and decided they want to add a Calcutta or change their Calcuttas, they can also do that at the captain's meetings as well. When you attend a captain's meeting, everybody fishing will get a captain's bag, if you will. It's got just a bunch of goodies. Our angler handbook is what we call it, and it's got the rules and all of our sponsors and a bunch of ads, and it's pretty neat. So you get that, and then each team will get a Tangier Classic official measuring stick, which is used to measure the fish. It has to be present in the photos, or you have to get something else approved. So you'll get that when you register, or when you come to the captain's meeting. That pretty much covers it,
Yeah.
I think.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yeah. Now, one other thing I would throw in there, and like I said, like Brad said, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in Salisbury at 7 p.m. And then our last captain's meeting is Thursday at 7 p.m. in Crisfield. On Wednesday, and we put this out on Facebook as well, the last captain's meeting in Salisbury on Wednesday, the 25th at 6 p.m., we're going to hold a volunteers meeting.
Okay.
Whether you're fishing the tournament or you just want to come be a volunteer. And frankly, as you well know, having kids, a lot of kids, especially middle and high school, need service hours.
Yeah.
We have a form that we can literally write their name on with the date, the hours served, sign it, and hand it right back to them. They can turn it into school on Monday.
Perfect. Okay.
So we are always looking for volunteers. So that would be that Wednesday, the 25th in Salisbury at FOP Lodge 111 will be that at 6 p.m. right before the captain's meeting.
Awesome. No, there's a lot of ways to get involved, and a little bit about, so you guys, when a fish is caught, a picture can be taken, and all that goes through your app, correct? That's an application that somebody can just put right on their device to be able to go ahead and log all this. And I take it, is that what you cover at the captain's meeting, among other things?
Yes.
And you're gonna want to know the name of it, aren't you?
It is. And we do cover all of this.
This is not our department.
Oh, okay. All right. Come on now.
I don't even have it on my phone. Oh wait, here it is.
Is it on the website I can throw up there?
Hold on a second.
It's through ours, and I'm pulling it up right now.
WP Tournaments.
WP Tournaments. That's right.
And that's an app you can download. So that app, you'll take the picture. I think you can take it right through the app or through your phone and upload it. And it'll send it to us directly. It'll tell you what the daily indicator is. Every day there's a new series of letters,
Okay. Yeah.
that will be a daily indicator. It's got to be in the picture for it to be counted. So that'll be, all that information will be on there. I believe there's weather on there. And she can send, she as in Lindsay, who does this stuff for us, can send push notifications out. And if your photo is rejected for some reason, you'll get a notification that says so, and you can resubmit it, or hopefully you still have the fish and can redo it, or send a different photo, or whatever the case is. But yeah, it's a very, very easy to use app, and we're very happy we found it because it made judging much simpler.
Seamless too. I mean, it was, a couple of years ago when we were trying some other platforms, judging was taking a while to catch up with the live, right?
Yep.
Nowadays, I mean, we used WP Tournament app last year. The last photograph was submitted 10 minutes before lines out, and at lines out, or maybe 5 minutes after it, we had full standings ready to rock and roll.
Phenomenal. It's
that fast. It's really nice.
And the standings are basically live throughout the day. I think there might be a slight, half-hour delay or something. I'm not sure the exact number there, but it's pretty much live throughout the day. So they can go on the app and see exactly where they stand pretty much at the minute. So very cool. But like you said, the first couple of years we had, there was a little bit of delay on the last day of the tournament. We had to kind of get through the last photos. It took a little while. Now she was done pretty much at the end of the tournament last year. So really sped things up, and we're really happy with it. And it's easy to use on their end. It's easy to use on our end, and it's an app you can download right on your phone. So
awesome. Now, will you guys also be having social media and things going during the tournament that people can follow along if they can't get down there for whatever reason, just to see what's going on?
Yeah, we do a lot of posts during tournament week, whether it's at the captain's meetings or obviously when everything's going down in Crisfield Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Very, very often, and I think almost every year without fail, we definitely go live on Facebook several times, especially Saturday night.
Right on.
Several times throughout the evening. So
we try to we'll get funny pictures and we'll post them and keep people updated on some of the big impressive catches that we see. So it'll be pretty active.
Yeah. So have there been any, I'm curious, in the past tournaments, have you guys yet have any records that have come out of the tournament yet, or are we still chasing that?
As in like a state record?
Yeah, anything big that really stands
out. Pompano, it wasn't a state record, but we've had a Pompano call during the tournament.
man, what's her name? She worked at Sandpiper, and it's a husband and wife. It just she caught I believe it was during the tournament, but she caught a pompano that ended up it was a state record.
Maybe that's the right one.
Yeah, and then CL I believe caught
a pompano.
Yeah, he caught a pretty big one as
pretty
well.
Awesome.
So I'm not going to say 100%, but there might possibly be a state record out of the tournament. I never really thought about that.
I don't either, but there's definitely citation size.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm sure.
All the time with the Reds, especially. So we've had a few funny catches, I guess. Yeah.
We seagulls and turtles and some other funny pictures we probably shouldn't talk about.
Yeah.
No, hey, that's all part of it though. Those are the memories that you're having fun, and guys are out there just having a great time. And obviously, you guys have everything in place. I know we've talked about this before, just about everybody being safe out there on their boats and take care of. I'm sure NRP, I'm sure collaborates with you guys at some level.
Yes, it's nice to have the fact that the Coast Guard station is right there, right around the corner from the American Legion. Not to say that everybody's right there, but obviously, we have to communicate throughout the year with the Maryland Department of Natural Resources for our permit for the tournament, obviously. Mm-hmm. And, they've been very supportive of us as well. And,
and we're actually required to report every rockfish that's caught.
Yeah.
But because of the WP Tournaments app, and we did this beforehand as well, but it's much easier now. We actually provide them with data on every single fish that's submitted to our event, which is great. Hundreds and hundreds of fish.
Yeah.
So it's data that they're not even asking for, and they're getting, it's a lot of information that can be helpful to them.
Absolutely. Science is all about data collection, and if they know what species at what size at what time that are in the bay,
Yeah. No, that's in some level it's a much greater conversation, but it's a mark of a true angler outdoorsman that's willing to make sure that resource is always there. And I'm sure you guys have so many participants in it that understand that they love this ability to go out and catch these amazing fish, and they want it to be there for a long time. So that's cool.
And it used to be that the catch photo tournaments were kind of a niche, group of people, and because of where rockfish regulations have changed, it's kind of that or bust. It's kind of hard to run a tournament when it's limited to one fish at a slot size limit. So I think that's where you're seeing the way that we run this tournament is going to be the normal for a while anyways. So, but yeah, we try to do our part with the conservation and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. Awesome, guys. Well, look, what we miss, like we covered a lot in 40 minutes here. We're giving people the crash course on the Tangier Classic. But what we miss? Anything else that that you want to get out there to everybody?
If you've never fished our tournament before, or if you've never fished before, I can't guarantee you anything other than the fact that if you come, it's for a good cause, and you're going to have a good time.
Yep. And it's we have sorry, my dog's whining.
That's all good.
We have something for everybody. You don't have to be an overly skilled angler. People get scared off by tournaments, I think, but we try to cover the bases. You can go out and just catch perch and win money. So there's really something for everybody, every skill level. And at the end of the day, if you just want to go be on the boat for a couple of days, it's kind of worth the cost of the entry just to be able to come, do the party and the cornhole tournament and all of that, and then just have a good day on the boat and try to catch something. And if not, you're still going to have fun with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Right on. Well, guys, let me throw up on the screen one last time this website. And there, are you seeing that there for me? So the Tangier Classic. And everybody make sure they go through this. I'm sure if there's questions, it's easy to get an answer from you all, whether it be through social media or definitely come to the captain's meetings. And it's the 6th annual, and it's happening September 27th to the 29th. And obviously there's some lead up that you guys talked about with these captain's meetings. So don't delay. Make sure you get on this stuff so you get all the message.
We may have missed. It's September 27th to 29th, and you fish 2 out of 3 days.
Yeah.
So you do not have to take off on Friday to fish our event. You can fish Saturday and Sunday.
Right on. Okay.
Yeah, you got it. That'll all be covered in the captain's meetings too about declaring your lay day. But Brad's right; it's a very good point. We're a 3-day tournament. You can fish 2 out of 3, and you got to declare one of those days as your lay day.
Right on. No, that is important. Yeah. Very good. Well, guys, tell me I know we got the website, tangierclassic.com. Where else? What platforms are you on?
Sure. We're Facebook, Instagram. You can get us at tangierclassic@gmail.com. Reach out to our committee. We have, through our website, you can call us directly. My phone number is 410-739-7703.
And 410-430-0028. So that's usually the number that's kind of present on everything. And I'm assuming there's a way to reach us through the app as well, but I'm not 100% on that. But yeah, there's plenty of ways to get a hold of us. Most people kind of lean to the Facebook or the email, I think, but anything works. We're available. So give us a call. We'll be taking a lot of them over the next 8 days. So
yeah, for sure.
Either way works.
Yeah, right on.
8 days, man. 8 days, 45 hours, 57 seconds. What did it say?
It's 8 days from our recording, 46 minutes and 5 seconds. So we'll be down to probably about 6 days when this is coming out here. I'm going to get this thing out there real quick for everybody listening right now. So, but anyway, the time is closing in. It's time for you guys to get registered, get out to these meetings. Make sure you're reaching out to Adam and Brad, and you guys just fully support what you're doing. I love your team. It's an atmosphere that obviously is contagious because it's growing and people are hearing about it. So, man, I appreciate you guys taking the time to come on to speak with me for a few minutes tonight, and I wish you all the best with this awesome tournament, guys, and hopefully we'll get an update. I'll be sharing out what you guys are doing as well through the Interrupted podcast and the Interrupted Outdoors. So it's going to be out there, and I hope you all crush it, man.
Awesome.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
See you, brother.
Take care.